So, I imagine most of you are aware of the fact that I recently went over to see Tim Pool, and I wanted to share my thoughts on this, but in addition to sharing my thoughts, I thought it might be nice to address some of the Tim Pool fans who have recently started looking at my channel, and I know these people exist because I can see my analytics, and I can see where this stuff comes from, you know? So basically, the gist of it is this. As you guys know, I'm a pretty controversial left-leaning figure. I mean, everyone who does politics online carries some degree of controversy, but there's a sliding scale, you know? Somebody like David Pacman, for example, very measured, doesn't get in drama very often. Me, on the other hand, I get around, you know? So I don't get many invites to things. Tim Pool started saying lefties were afraid to come on his show, and Sam Cedar and Hassan seemed interested, but then they weren't interested or backed off because of COVID, which I think is a perfectly reasonable reason, by the way. But I thought I'm a strapping young man. You know, I'm strong and firm and fit and ready to die. So I thought, okay, sure. Tim's over on the other side of the country, but I traveled over there and I went on the Timcast IRL show. And okay, so here are my thoughts. I'll lay out my thoughts, and then I'll make some general statements, and then I'll cover the fallout afterwards, okay? First of all, and this is the thing that surprised me the most, I have made a lot of comments about Tim Pool. At no point have I done so dishonestly. I'm never dishonest when I express my opinion of a person. However, I do think I was wrong. I actually don't think Tim Pool's a grifter. And I can say that because before the podcast started and after the podcast ended, he spoke with the exact same conviction on the exact same subjects that he had during the podcast. You can take from that what you will, but I genuinely believe that, you know, he's passionate and sincere about the things he believes in. Dude also has a gigantic underground skate park. That is true. That is true. I saw it. It is huge. He's doing quite. No, I'm not kidding. No, yeah, seriously. No, yeah, it was sick as fuck. It was rad as hell. No, it was fucking awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was the whole like the half pipes and yeah. So that's cool. With regards to the discussion itself, I imagine most of you saw the discussion. If not, this won't really make sense. But how rich is Tim Pool? Tim Pool is the largest online political figure in the English-speaking world. That's how rich Tim Pool is. You know, Tim Pool is literally 10 times my size, and I'm doing pretty good. So it's, but whatever the case may be, I went over there, and Tim, enormously pleasant in person, unironically had a great time talking with him and the people who work with him. We went on the podcast, and as for the podcast itself, I've seen a lot of the responses online. I think that I did a good job holding my positions. My interest in that discussion was to indicate to the people who are watching, who are mostly Tim Pool fans, that while even if they don't agree with every prescription that I have, they don't agree with every solution I have to the world's problems, fundamentally, we believe in the same things. And that it's important for us to focus on those solutions and not to get bogged down by the most hyperbolic elements of the things we dislike, you know? Like, just because corporate idpol is cringe doesn't mean that, you know, intersectionality is bad. And there are a lot, you know, you can do a lot with that. And some people agree, some don't, whatever. I thought it went well. In terms of the shift in discourse, the thing that I found most difficult was not having a computer on me. See, I do all my debates online. I don't really do stuff in person, with the exception of my one conversation with Jesse Lee Peterson, who's not exactly a data-oriented kind of guy. When there are certain subjects that I think require fact-checking or a very specific or intimate inspection of detail, it really, really helps to have a computer or chat or whatever, because if you can fact-check, you can really quickly nail points down. When it comes to certain subjects like Obamagate or Russiagate, the intricacy of these subjects is extensive enough that if you don't have the ability to fact check on the fly, a person can make a claim that's completely wrong, and it's very difficult to call them on it, because if there's even a zero, if there's like a 1% chance you're wrong and you call them out on being wrong when you were wrong yourself, like it's done. You've ruined yourself, you know? So the so that's something that I need to get better at in the future. Obviously, subjects like Obamagate and Russiagate aren't things that I pay a tremendous amount of attention to because, fuck me, man, Russiagate's done, and Obamagate is fucking nonsense. But one way or another, I think that I did a decent enough job. I hope everyone enjoyed it. And I hope the Tim Pool fans enjoyed it as well. I really do hope that the Tim Pool fans who were there, who watched that, I know a lot of them dislike me, whatever. And I know a lot of you motherfuckers were in chat going like, I used to be a Strasserite neo-Nazi until I saw Vaush's glorious hair, and now I'm a catgirl. I know you guys, yeah, were polluting the well a little bit. Which was very funny, thank you. Even if it did make it impossible to tell if people actually were being moved over to my position. But it was funny. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was the longest Tim Pool IRL segment ever done at over 4 hours. It was apparently in other metrics enormously successful. It currently has more views. Even I think than the Enrique Turrillo one, the leader of the Proud Boys. I think we did a phenomenal job. I think people were very interested. And there were even other streams watching that stream. I know they had 8K on the Surfs. I know there were, I don't know how many, but I know that Xander Hall was streaming it as well. And Destiny was watching it as well. So all together, if you piled together all the numbers, I think we got a lot of exposure. It shows in the analytics. I'm very, very proud. And there have been some concerns from some people. They've said, do you feel you've humanized or normalized Tim Pool? Do you think you've softened him up to your audience? To which I have this to say. First of all, there's nothing wrong with humanizing people you disagree with. You should be able to humanize anybody. Humanization of your opponents is in no way mutually exclusive with thinking they do harm to the world. Have I seen people saying Tim Pool wasn't as bad as I thought? I have. You all are free to make your own conclusions. I still think that the political advocacy that Tim Pool does, the content that he produces, leads people down a very conspiratorial, very far-right road. I think that does a tremendous amount of damage. And I don't think there's necessarily a relationship between an individual's moral worth and the, or like how good of a person they are, like, to interact with, and what they do for the world. There are very, very nice people who do harmful things. There are very, very terrible people who are nonetheless, a very effective and very decent influences on the people around them. You can come to your own conclusions. So, after all that's said and done, oh, by the way, I just want to say, Ian, you guys are calling him Shaggy or Moonlord, absolutely phenomenal. Just tremendous. Just absolutely spectacular. What a guy. He actually gave me a ride back to the hotel. We talked about like magnets and shit. He's fantastic. I don't know any of the like broader context of how Tim operates his IRL show or their relationship or anything like that. But he is a fucking human wonder, and I'm really happy that I got to meet him as well. I just want to say he's a cool dude. But all that being said, you have to remember with regards to platforming, there's a lot of discourse in the left about platforming, you know? Because for a while, we saw a very dishonest defense of platforming people you disagree with. This is why lefties are so sensitive about platforming. Because you have people like Dave Rubin, or whatever, who will bring on like neo-Nazis. And then it'll be like, oh, well, I'm platforming them to challenge their ideas. But it's not. It's a PR piece, you know? There's no actual challenging going on. In reality, I think platforming is fine and dandy as long as you're doing it responsibly. And, well, did I irresponsibly platform Tim? No. I was on his platform. Did Tim irresponsibly platform me? Well, some think that is the case. Actually, quite a fucking few people think that's the case. I have seen an unbelievable amount of rage online from people with regards to Tim Pool platforming me. The funniest of all of this is Carolyn Borisenko. I feel like I can't even do this justice just by showing the tweets. The basic gist of it is, for those of you who don't know, I don't talk about Carolyn Borisenko because I think she's like crazy. So I feel bad like poking fun at her, you know? But basically she was like, I was a Democrat and then Trump supporters were nice to me and then a left person was mean to me and now I'm voting for Trump MAGA. And she's like, I think she like wants to fuck me or something. I have no idea, but it's like really, really weird. So I don't engage with her. And, but Tim Pool had me on, and Carolyn is like, this was disgusting of Tim Pool. I can't believe you would have such a manipulative little fuck on your platform. How could you? And the funny thing is, she's acting like the SJW, right? Like, she's acting like the stereotypical SJW, because, like, in the right, they don't tend to act this way. Like, they're very avant-garde about who they platform, you know, hypothetically. She gets really, really, really mad. And unironically, she's not the only one, too. And now Tim is, and I love him for this, Tim is fucking defending me on social media against, like, the unironic right-wing cancel culture. Like... So this wasn't the outcome I was expecting from all this. It has been fucking hysterical. Like, genuinely... gut-bustingly funny. It's not, by the way, it's not just Carolyn Borisenko. There's a ton of people. So first off, there were like a ton of neo-Nazis who are saying that because they platformed me, they have to platform them as well. You know, like Eric Stryker or Mike Enoch or any of these fucking losers. So there's like that group, you know. And then there are people who are like, I can't believe that he would platform a rapist, pedophile, communist, murdering psychopath. And that's in the Carolyn Borisenko, the Ian Miles Chong billing. And also the former co-host of Timcast IRL, that guy Adam Kringler, I think, on the Quartering as well. The Quartering actually super chatted like $100 to like talk about my penis during the actual live stream. Like, holy God. Yeah, anyway, Krigler, there it is. Adam Krigler, I think was like the former host or something, but he's all like, now the house is polluted with Vaush. And I have to say this, by the way. I have to say this. I tend to value the criticism that I receive based on its apparent legitimacy, okay? And you can generally tell that. So whenever oh yeah, here we go. I think there were other ones from the Quartering as well, but he actually like human amounts of money were spent on this, you know? I guess the Quartering's channel's doing well. I mean, I'm not saying he's hard up for cash or anything like that, but like unironically, yeah, I'm surprised Sargon didn't jump in there with more of that, you know? But whatever the case may be, I'm not a perfect person. I do make mistakes sometimes. And when I do, I see criticism for it online, and sometimes I learn from that, and sometimes I don't. And my ability to sort of introspect or reflect is usually determined by the legitimacy of the criticism that I get. And it makes me very, very happy when I'm getting criticism that tells me nothing other than other people are mad. That makes me very, very happy. So, for example, when I go online and literally all of these conservatives, either the followers or the demagogues themselves, are just like, he's a rapist, he's a pedo-rapist, he wants to kill all your children, he wants to destroy the white race. I know for a fucking fact that I did good, because you have nothing. How am I supposed to feel bad when the views you criticize me for aren't even within a fucking golf field of the things I actually believe, you know? They're way the fuck over there. They're in a different zip code. That makes me feel amazing. It really, really does. Like, you know? I know you guys are so fucking mad. One thing, and I'll say this, some Tim Pool fans did this, by the way. I saw a lot of this. There was a lot of really weird malding, too. A lot of these people kept talking about me like I was a fucking devil, you know? Like, I can't, like, the sinister, manipulative vibes this man gave off left me creep out. Dude, I saw myself on the podcast. I come off perfectly, sure, okay. Project all you want, you know? There were people, I'm not kidding, there were people who were saying, and this is serious, there were people saying, the only reason Tim Pool was being charitable to me on social media was because he had made the mistake of bringing me to his studio, and now I could dox them. and so I'm threatening them. So I like have his number, and I'm like, listen up, Tim. You better be really fucking nice to me on Twitter, or I'm taking you out. Like, unironically, like, holy shit, these people are insane. Like, that's the length you'll go to like explain Tim on social media not participating in this weird cancel culture backlash or whatever. Like, that's what you're getting. Like, that's what you're pulling out of your ass for this one. Jesus Christ. Yeah, maybe they're saying that because that's something they would do. Yeah, and you fucking know I'm never having any goddamn conservatives come to my place for a conversation because I know they would do that shit to me. Absolutely. Maybe not Tim necessarily, but like eventually, stochastically, it's going to happen if I brought them over, which I never will. Thank you. But yeah, just the outcome has made me very, very happy because the frustration that I see, the anger that I see, is reflective of people who have bought into a narrative which has nothing to do with me. They're not even criticizing me for being a socialist. The fundamental values that I hold, they didn't even come close to this. I had a great time at the Tim thing. I don't like flying. It is COVID season. I did this kind of special occasion thing, not something I want to do, make a frequent habit of until things get settled down a little bit. But I had fun. And I would go on Tim's show again, I do have severe disagreements with Tim. Very severe disagreements with Tim. But one of the things that we have to recognize, you see people doxing you in chat, they've never gotten my real docs. Chill out. We go over this like every other day, dude. It's chill. And as severe as our disagreements may be, I am and always have been a firm advocate that the best way for us to advocate for our beliefs is to talk with people with whom we disagree and to give them the best presentation of our ideas. And I am always willing to do that. I will do that to any audience. I will do this to any number of people. I will do this with people who I find, even the most reprehensible human beings, I will do this, as long as there's no threat to my personal safety or anything like that. I do fundamentally believe that. As long as it's worth my time, it means a lot. And I had a lot of fun. So, to any Tim Pool fans, whatever, I legitimately appreciate you giving me the chance to talk to you. Seriously. And to all my fans, shut the fuck up. You were going to watch anyway, okay? You were all going to watch anyway. I don't need to thank you.